Welcome back to another part of my Bhutan journey. If you have been following my Bhutan trip, parts 1 and 2 are already up on my channel. And today we are heading to one of the most famous landmarks in Bhutan, the beautiful Taktsang Monastery, also known as the Tiger's Nest. In this video, I'll be taking you along on the trek to the monastery, followed by an evening exploring the Paro market. So let's begin. We left early in the morning at around 6 a.m. to begin our trek to the Tiger's Nest. The surroundings were beautiful as they had been throughout our trip, and we reached the point where we had to collect our entry tickets and park our car. There was a lovely pine forest around the area, and our guide took care of all the registration formalities for us. Take a look at this cute little ticket counter. There were also horses available for those who might find the climb difficult. I would personally request you to hire a horse only if you absolutely need one, because I do feel it's rather uncomfortable to see animals carrying people uphill for such a long distance. There were pine cones scattered all along the trail, and you could also buy walking sticks to help you during the climb for rupees 100 per stick. So you choose the one that suits you best and return the sticks once your trek is over. And here we go. Here we go. Look how beautiful. हाथ मिलाओ चलते जाओ. All apple trees. My dad is obsessed with fruit trees. I decided to include a little time lapse of the trail for anyone who has never been here and would like to know what the climb is like. The stairs are not particularly steep, but there are thousands of them, so the climb does get tiring. I had definitely underestimated myself when I started, but as I continued walking, I actually found myself leaving quite a few people behind, which felt like a small victory in itself. We are taking a break in the resting spot. Hunza. 1 kilometer down, 4 more to go. We stopped for a break along the way, and our guides had thoughtfully prepared tea in a flask along with some local corn snacks, which were really delicious. And this is my father jogging his way up while I was struggling to keep up after a while. It's my dad. He's running his way, jogging rather, his way up to Tiger's Nest. We've reached halfway. And there it is. Tiger's Nest right there. What? Seeing the tiger's nest from so far away was quite an experience. At first, it looked impossible far high up, but as we continued, it slowly began to look closer. There were also several beautiful spots along the way where you could stop, take a break, and enjoy the view. And when you reach this particular point, you know that you are almost there. I finally reached this point. I felt like I had actually achieved something. It took us around 2 hours 45 minutes to get here, but when our guides told us that we still had around 700 stairs to climb down and another few hundred to climb up to reach the tiger's nest, my heart broke. That was certainly not what I wanted to hear after such a long climb.
Finally here. We're finally here.
By this point, I could barely feel my legs, my feet were numb, my back was hurting, and I remember telling my sister that I would not be able to climb another staircase for the rest of the day.
Finally reached. Look at how beautiful. That's a parking spot, our starting point, and this is our destination. Stunning. Yo, I got it on camera. I've done my fair share of.
I'd like to give you a little bit of information on the tiger's nest. So, the tiger's nest, officially known as Paro Taktsang, is one of Bhutan's most famous Buddhist monasteries. It is believed to have been founded in the 8th century when Guru Padmasambhava, also known as Guru Rinpoche, was said to have traveled to Bhutan on the back of a tigress and meditated in a cave here for several months. This is where the name Tiger's Nest comes from. The monastery was later built around the cave in the 17th century. Over the centuries, it became an important pilgrimage site and one of the most sacred places in Bhutan. The monastery was severely damaged by a fire in 1998, but was carefully restored and reopened in 2005. Today, Paro Taktsang remains an important spiritual site and is one of Bhutan's most recognizable landmarks, perched on a cliff about 3,000 meters above sea level.
कहाँबाट चाहिँ फोटो अलाउड छैन ए हजुर हजुर हुन्छ
Inside the monastery, mobile phones were not allowed, so I could not film anything. But I think the Tiger's Nest is one of those places that you should experience for yourself. I was physically exhausted, but I felt very good after reaching there. It was definitely worth all effort.
More stairs to climb.
After we were done, we saw this lovely black dog sitting outside the monastery. As we started making our way back, we stopped at what I believe was an old police or security post. It was quite an interesting building and I really liked its rustic, almost dilapidated appearance. From the windows, you could see a beautiful view of the monastery. We stopped there for some tea, took a short break, and then continued our journey.
Inside. Okay. The view.
Also spotted a few magpies on our way back.
Okay, so we are making a stop at Taktsang Cafe on our way down from Tiger's Nest because we've been walking for hours and that is Tiger's Nest. We've come really far down. Oh my gosh. And that's Tiger's Nest. We've left it behind. Feels like an achievement. Ah, I want to sit here now. Cramps, we can sit here and click pictures. Oh. She's following Sam. Oh, she's walking at your pace, Buddha.
And if you remember the dog I showed you earlier, she had actually followed us quite a long way down. We were trying to stop her because she would eventually have to climb all the way back up if that is where she lived. But she was determined to follow us. We saw a few more magpies along the way, and finally, after what felt like a long walk, we reached the end point.
Go. Done and dusted! We made it down. We were up there. Now we're down here. Woo! We finally made our way down to the parking zone, and my sister is here with me. What are your thoughts right now?
It was difficult, but worth every step.
Yeah.
And if you have plans of coming to Bhutan, especially Tiger's Nest, you guys should definitely come here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be mentally prepared, but I'm sure you're gonna make it.
It was difficult, but
Worth every step.
the experience was worth the pain that we had to endure, eh?
Yeah.
Finally down here, and it felt like it's feeling like a very long exam just got over. This is exactly how I used to feel when my school exams used to get over. So it's kind of the same feeling, and yeah, we are back now. We shall head down to Paro and rest and sleep, take shower, eat and sleep. Cafe tabo holy now. It's a teeny tiny little bridge. Crossing that, now we are in the parking zone. Leaving
तपाईँको खुट्टा पानीमा भिजेर राख्नुहोस् ल आराम दिन्छ अन्त भोलि दुख्दैन तपाईँ दुख्छ भोलि
We then drove back to Paro. We were all very tired, but we still decided to visit the Paro market at night because it was too beautiful to miss. We explored the market, bought a few souvenirs and snacks, and had dinner. Our guide also took my parents to a local place where they could try a traditional local drink with fried meat or egg or something, while my sister and I decided to go cafe hopping once again. And that brings us to the end of part 3 of my Bhutan trip. Our cafe hopping and shopping experience will be a part of part 4, which will be coming soon. Thank you for watching, and I hope you will join me for the next part of my Bhutan journey.
how often do you come across signs like these?